Tuesday, and happy President's Day. Belated.
Belated.
But that's why we're here on a Tuesday.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody.
Yahoo! Comfort food. I posted Tanya's kitchen today on the website. So if you want to hear the interview, that's where you go.
It was a good interview. She was really
super fun.
We've done so many of these podcasts with foodies, and she was just really into what we were about, I think, in a great way. She was great.
Yeah. Super fun. Yeah. We had a great time. It was a fun podcast, and we did recipes. That was the first time we've done that on a radio thing.
She kept wanting more. She's like, read it and tell me how you made it. And we're like, okay.
What? Okay.
Are you sure people want to hear this?
I know she posted stuff on her blog too of the recipes that we talked about. It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
It's called Tonia's Kitchen. She's a nationally syndicated podcaster, really delightful, out of Boston. So when we go on our East Coast tour, hopefully we'll see her. Which would be really
so our Connecticut people will can hear her. She's broadcast, I think, in Hartford there.
Yeah, super cool.
And we will be coming to Connecticut.
We're going. Okay, remember when we went to my places of origin on the West Coast? Now it's Debrianna's turn. Who knows from high school who's going to show up?
Hey, Kelly's here. Woo! Our Kelly, who's been doing the Lord's work, knocking on doors in North Carolina. Holy cow.
You know, there's just special people out there that never get recognized that are like you and I.
No.
They're doing that groundwork that is
not
so important. Don't do it. We're not going to make it. So thank you.
No, she's gotten chased by dogs and I mean, like all kinds of stuff. Poor thing.
Wow.
I mean, JD and I walk here, but we mostly, we're in a bubble here. So people are usually pretty nice. Even the Republican people are usually pretty nice. So
anybody Republican watching?
we've converted a few, just,
Yeah.
It's been fun. But anyway, onward and upward, I say, because boy, did I see some scary stuff today. They are trying to push Christian nationalism into every aspect of our government. And I mean, it is being documented.
We were listening when I was up today at 3:30 in the morning. Seamus and I were listening to some radio, and God, we listened to the best show on Progressive on Sirius, and it was about just all the things that you're talking about, how, what the country was founded on, what people think that is, but it's not.
Yeah.
and how, misinformed. But anyway, it's fascinating if you look at what history.
Yeah, well, what the thing they said today was, and I've been hearing this more and more people saying this, if you're not scared yet, you're not reading enough. There's an article in Politico today that people should read about this subject. And if, you've been sort of checking out, and I can totally understand why you would, this is exhausting. You cannot check out now. It is,
Nope. Yeah. No, we're going to keep talking about it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And
good. I'm glad you did. I like
talking about politics. So
yeah.
Sorry.
It's the season, and we're still here cooking and swearing.
We're still here. I know.
Oh my
4
God.
years, Debrianna. Next month will be 4 years. So yeah.
Well, we'll have to do something on our birthday.
It's like our college graduation.
Oh my God. Tonight, though, I'm going to make a little bit of comfort food.
Make some of your amazing soup. I think you actually found a recipe that we haven't made.
I know, right? I'm like, I don't think we've made split pea soup yet.
I don't think we have. I don't know. And I love split peas. Yeah.
I do too. Well, I was looking for green split peas and I could not find them. So we're having yellow. but that's okay. I like the yellow. They're a little different in flavor. I think the green's a little more earthy and sweeter. But and you can do so much with the yellow ones. Like you could go like off in an Indian direction with Indian spices and coconut milk, or a little more ginger or something like that. But I'm not doing that. What I'm doing is, because I made a pulled pork with a bone in, I'm going to use the pulled pork bone with the some pork on it, instead of a ham hock. Now, if you don't want to do the meat part, then just don't.
See how flexible we are? You can be vegan and watch a show. You can eat meat and watch a show. Just, it's something for everybody.
And speaking of meat, because I have it, I am going to use duck fat to saute my vegetables.
And then there's the duck fat. If you go to the duck fat place, that's
you
a whole
can use
new
ghee
level.
or olive oil and skip the duck fat part. But if you have it, and I highly suggest you do, I'm going to saute my vegetables in that, because that just lifts up the flavor a little more.
And you keep it, don't you, in your freezer, duck fat?
I do. Well, my outdoor freezer up till now. So this duck fat has actually got, I've cooked chicken in it. I've cooked the turkey in it. So it's got lots of flavor built into the fat already. So yes, yay, duck fat. Thank you.
Good. It's like, don't fear the duck fat, okay?
It's actually really good for you. Okay. So what I'm doing is I already pre-chopped up some parsnips. Okay. I am a huge fan of parsnips in soup.
Oh yeah.
I think it really bumps up the flavor of the soup. They're really full of sweetness and flavor, and I'm going to put that in the pan. I've already diced up 3 ribs of celery.
Look at you.
I know, I did a little. I didn't do all of it. I have these beautiful purple carrots that I'm going to chop up. Now, everything.
Hi, David. I like the purple carrot.
Yes, David, my cameraman, is here. And I'm going to dice up the carrots. So everything's kind of the same size-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I have this big pot that things are going to go in.
Perfect.
And I have yellow. I had yellow carrots, but I want to have the contrast, so I'm going to use these purple and then the orange, typical orange carrots.
Okay.
But I just love parsnips in soup, so that's what we're going to do.
Great flavor.
Yeah. And, of course, all my ends are already in the freezer.
Of course.
So you don't want to cut these too small, because this soup is going to simmer for a couple of hours, like an hour and a half maybe to 2.
Okay.
And you don't want those to get all mushy.
Okay. Yeah, so the question is, are you doing the type of soup where the vegetables stay whole, or you're going to stick blender it?
Well, the vegetables are going to stay in chunks. I am going to stick blender it a little bit at the end, not all of it.
Okay.
Just like a portion of it to make it a little creamy without the cream.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And in this soup, because I'm going to New Mexican it up and add green chili.
Oh, I am so happy to hear that. I know there's a lot of people watching this going, what up with the chili? Once again.
I know. But I'm going to add some corn at the end. I have some frozen corn.
Ooh, yum. Okay.
Yeah, so this is not your typical, I think, recipe for yellow split pea soup, but it's mine. So there you go.
That pretty much sums up what we're doing here.
That's it.
Not typical.
Not typical. That's what my
No.
husband just yelled across
You
the
are
room.
anything but typical, Debrianna, and I'll say that about your food and you.
Oh, thank you.
And in the best way.
Oh my God! So I'm now adding a whole onion that I'm chopping up and adding in, and I'm going to just cook all this stuff till the onion is translucent.
Like a yellow onion or a white onion? Or what?
Yeah, I have a yellow, like the
Okay.
ones that are a little bit sweeter,
Yeah. Okay.
because I think the yellow split peas are not as sweet as the green ones. So
Okay.
I'm doing these little things that add a little more sweetness.
Mm.
All right, so it was a pretty big onion.
There's a question about what I'm drinking.
Uh-oh.
Oh, and what are you drinking? Oh, wow.
Kentucky bourbon whiskey. Rowan's Creek. It was
Always
a gift
always
from
a
a
good
friend.
choice. Always a good choice.
Because who doesn't love that?
Oh, that sounds so nice. It's still wintry here, even though it's getting warmer. It's still not warm, and you're making
No.
like serious, cozy comfort food while you have a little bourbon. You know,
That's correct, honey.
after a long day.
Yes, exactly. So for spices, I'm going to add coriander. I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground coriander. This is some of the spices that I used when I made the pulled pork. So I'm kind of sticking it in here. I love pulled pork.
Oh yeah, and I mean, see, this is kind of what we always talk about is like, what do you have left from something else that
Yeah.
can really, make something new go to the next level? Like,
And not waste your bone.
right.
The
Never
bone.
waste that. Yeah,
Don't waste the
for
bone.
sure.
All right, so I have a teaspoon each of cumin and smoked paprika going in there. And I'm going to use a bay leaf. Now, I don't know if we've ever talked about using whole bay leaves, but you could put them in whole, dried. But if you do that, you need to take them out before you serve the soup. Because I heard from a nurse a long time ago that people can choke on them whole.
We have talked about this because I think we've made several soups that have bay leaves, and but I've always I have been living in fear since you first told me this. So
No, don't. I just crush mine now when I put them in there. Crush them up.
Why not? Like I think until I started making soup with you, I always just left them in there, but it makes total sense that you could choke on it,
Yeah, that's what I grew up doing. And I'm like, well, yeah, those things, if you ever have gotten one in your mouth before, they're like,
yeah, so we don't want that to happen to anybody.
No, we don't. I'm also going to add, because I'm going to probably bring this to a friend who's not feeling well, some turmeric in here, because that's a really good anti-inflammatory.
There you go. Yeah.
Yep. So a teaspoon of that turmeric powder. Plus, it always makes it look pretty.
Yeah, the color is fantastic and so good for you. It's like anti-inflammatory, right? I'm not a doctor, but I know this.
Yep. Yes, you do. It's good for you. Okay.
Oh my God, that was gorgeous.
Doesn't it look pretty?
It really does.
I have fresh thyme. I'm going to add that chopped up, about a teaspoon of that.
Yum.
I love fresh thyme.
This is making me want to make soup. I mean, I love soup. I want a shirt that just says, I love soup, because
I know. We should get t-shirts that say
I really love soup.
I love soup. Okay, so I have 3 cloves of garlic, all chopped up. That's going in there now. You don't want to put that in there first, because then it'll get too toasty.
That's a mistake. Let's talk about that for a second. Garlic cannot be first. It always just try to put it in later, because it'll burn. It's sensitive.
Then it gets bitter.
Garlic is sensitive.
Yeah, nobody wants bitter garlic. Ew.
There's
We
lots
have
of
enough
iron on soup,
bitterness in this world.
Oh, David's Googling I love soup t-shirts, and there are
There's
lots
lots of them.
Are there really? I was joking,
Yeah.
but wow, okay. I mean, seriously, I would wear a t-shirt that says I love soup because I do. I mean, I think it's my Croatian heritage and your Italian heritage. It's like soup is such a big
Soup.
part of our lives.
This is a nice one. Shifting
Oh, yeah.
into soup mode.
Oh, I love that. I mean, I get into it a lot.
I'm adding, because we're in New Mexico, a half a cup of diced green chili. Now, if you want to add that spice element to your soup, I would do, like a jalapeno or something.
Yeah, or you could do a little cayenne pepper or something like that too, if you don't.
Okay, this looks good. All right, so I have yellow split peas, and I'm going to add 2.5 cups to this and stir everything up. I'm hoping they're fresh because,
Can we see them a little bit closer? Yeah, I'm just curious. Ooh, okay.
aren't they pretty?
Where did you get those?
I got them at Sprouts.
Okay, those look nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And I'm going to mix them up now with the sauteing vegetables and all the spices and make sure they all get coated.
Wow.
And the duck fat, and I'm going to add the salt last. I have a nice smoked salt, but I'm not going to do that until this is cooked for a while because I don't know how much salt's going to come off that bone.
Yeah.
And now, if you had a ham bone, you would add the ham, like a smoked ham hock.
Yeah.
But I have this gorgeous bone right here.
Wow.
It was my pulled pork bone. And I'm going to put that in there.
That's going to be so good. I just want to talk about salt for a second when you mentioned that. There's something, I have a bone to pick about this. No. I feel like soups are so over salted, and there's a level, okay, that's right, so you don't just taste salt like salty water.
Right.
And so I think that's a really good tip to wait if you're going to add something that's already so seasoned.
Plus,
to see
I added
how much you
chicken
need.
stock.
Yeah,
plus
right.
I'm adding
There's a lot of
stock.
salt.
Well,
Yeah.
So if you don't, if you're not doing the meat thing, go ahead and just do your vegetable stock. And beans or peas with potatoes make a nice protein. So if you wanted to do that, add potatoes to it to get a complete protein. I have 2 quarts of chicken stock going in here now. And is there anything else I forgot? No, I'm going to let that cook now for a simmer for about an hour and a half, and then I'll test it.
Okay.
For salt and to make sure that the lentils are done. Sometimes the lentil or the split peas will take longer if they're not fresh. So I'm hoping they're fresh.
Right.
So right when I test them before, I'm just going to test to make sure they're done. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the soup out and do a blend, a stick blender.
Mm-hmm.
Not the whole thing, just a little. And then I'll add the corn after that because I have frozen corn. It's already cooked. So
wow, that is going to be fantastic.
I'm so excited.
And like some yummy crusty bread.
Yes, and Kelly got me these beautiful soup bowls, the crocks that I'm going to serve it in with the bread on the side. It's going to be delicious.
Ooh. Nice. That's beautiful. That's just like, that could be homey dinner or for a big dinner party or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not letting the phone go to waste. Thank you, Kelly. Yeah. So I have I think some of the pork's going to come off the bone, and I also have some pork that I'll add later.
Oh my God. Oh,
It's going to
God.
be delicious.
It'd be great.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. So, hey, I'm starting to write postcards. I am with a postcard group that's where everyone's getting on it now. There are elections happening all over. There's primaries happening. I heard that there's a bunch of House seats that Republicans are giving up. So, we can make some inroads in places where we might not have one, in the past. So, anyway, that's
I also
what
want
I'm
to throw out. I want to throw out something about individual responsibility. Just think about if everybody just checked in on your friends, family, colleagues. Have you registered to vote? And saying something like, I know it's so hot button, but there are people that which I find hard to believe, are undecided, and it's just like it is our duty right now to talk to everybody we know about, just because I mean, look, criminal or not, that or follow democracy, criminal or
It's true.
hope.
Yes, that's it. That's where we're at now, people.
Yeah, serious. It's serious. And your young people that you have in your life, I mean, we need it. We need their vote.
Yeah,
So,
I've heard it's really not easy to register in Texas. I heard that this morning, that they're making it very, very difficult to register to vote. So you have to be diligent, get on it now. Our folks in Texas, make sure you're registered, check your registration everywhere you live.
Yes. I even check it here when I know I have it. I still get so paranoid.
I do too.
Like something's going to go wrong.
I know.
But,
thank you, Kelly. She's telling everyone to like our episodes on YouTube and to buy our book.
Oh, thank you. And one other reminder is, if you could, it takes like 5 minutes. Go to Amazon, That Time We Ate Our Feelings, and give a review. It's so easy.
We would
Scroll down to the bottom. Down to the bottom. It's so easy.
Yeah,
it really helps
really
us.
Easy. We would love it.
Oh, hey, wait, Debrianna. Do you add any wine to this soup?
I have not added wine to this. No, people, you can add lemon juice at the end. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do that, but you can. I didn't. So
okay. Like a little drizzle of olive oil
or,
too.
At the end too, you could add like an apple cider vinegar or balsamic vinegar at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Question.
Wow.
Uh-oh. Someone has a question.
So I have a question. So when you're hard peas or beans or stuff, things like citrus stop the cooking from happening. Is this right?
It can. If you're going to add an acid, I would add it after it's already cooked. So
like a wine.
Yeah, tomato or anything like that.
Okay, so I just totally learned something, because I would never think to add an acid. I'm always the drizzle olive oil, like peas stew type deal with nuts or something. I never do acid. Like that's, oh my gosh, I'm gonna try that.
Yeah,
and like a really good way to do it.
Be careful with I've had that happen with black eyed peas. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
Tomatoes. Right?
I've added tomatoes while they were cooking, and they never cooked. They never got soft. So, I mean, there are remedies. You can add baking soda, and that will kind of counteract it. But just don't do it in the first place.
Okay.
Add it at the end.
Okay. Soup tips. You never know what kind of soup tips you're going to get.
See? Look at that. Oh, my God. Well, we are coming to you on the East Coast. We'll be posting probably in another week. We should solidify all the dates, but it'll be in April. So
it's right now looking around the time of the 12th to 25th. We're going to be gone for a long time.
We are, and we're covering a lot of ground.
8 cities. We hope we see you. We're just I can't wait to talk about the details when we know them, but it's going to be so fun. And we're going to get the band back together again. That Time We Ate Our Feelings tour 2024.
Yeah. We'll see you on the East Coast.
Yay.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Don't forget to check your voter registration and make sure everyone you know does it too. Just mention it to them, casually. Check your registration.
And if you're feeling blue, this soup is going to make you feel better. Like, guaranteed. Okay.
It's smelling fine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right,
Thank
you
you,
guys.